Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to One Piece, episode 790. Let's get that right. For those who don't know, this is going to be our last episode of One Piece for a little bit. Um, because again, for those who don't know, we are going to be switching next week to She-Ra and the Princesses of Power Season 2. After that, we will come back to One Piece, though. We're basically taking a few weeks off to get to She-Ra, because I don't want to put She-Ra off. I don't want to have to wait for who knows how long to get to it otherwise. So we're going to get to it basically right away. Honestly, it's one of the shows I'm most excited for this year. So we're going to get to that next week, but we do want to leave off on some One Piece this week. I was going to do initially more than one episode to leave off, but I actually figured leaving off on 790, just a straight, even, direct number, would be best. Now, I don't know exactly what's going to happen in this episode. It might end up leaving off on a big cliffhanger. But for those who also may not know, I actually like cliffhangers. I actually think that those are good and necessary. So that won't bother me as much. But yeah, I am still really excited to see where this goes, because Whole Cake Island so far has been pretty good. Last we left off, I believe, where we left off was with Jinbei. So Jinbei had arrived on the scene to deliver some news to Big Mom after stopping her rampage. And we got a glimpse at what Big Mom's power is, what I assume is a devil fruit power at least. She apparently can steal the life force energy from people. And now, it didn't say anything, but I also presume that she can put that life force into other things. So, as we saw, she used it, for example, to put that into all these sweets and stuff, all these things around Whole Cake Island that are alive and sentient and talking that normally wouldn't be. So, yeah. We also saw that some of these living creatures will straight up be eaten by Big Mom, which is kind of disturbing in and of itself. And yeah, it's like there's a lot of stuff to really digest, pun intended, with that entire situation. But so yeah, Jinbei mentioned that he needed to tell her something. She got angry, worried that it might be like him leaving the crew. But they talked and it seemed to go fine, I guess. So I'm wondering what's going to happen going forward with that. It's good to see Jinbei again. It's been a while, though. I don't think we've seen him since Fishman Island, which, I mean, makes sense to see him then. But I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but I don't think we have. Either way, so we have our portion of the crew headed to retrieve Sanji and all. And they're headed to Whole Cake Island, kind of skipping past most of the others at the moment. So, I don't know what this episode's going to have in store. I don't know if we're going to check in on Sanji. I don't know if we're going to see more of Jinbei and Big Mom, or if we're going to focus on the crew. I don't know. But yeah, this will be the last episode for a matter of weeks, a few weeks at least. I don't know how quickly I'll end up going through She-Ra. We'll have to just kind of see. But yeah, that will begin next week. Either way, let's focus on the here and now. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts, and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so there were really two aspects to this episode. Um, Jinbei talking to Big Mom, and of course the flashback to when he was discussing this with the Sun Pirates, and then Luffy and the crew getting to Whole Cake Island, first arriving. So let's talk about the second part first, actually, funny enough. So Luffy and the crew are stuck in this syrup overnight, and there's these ants that they have to defeat multiple times. But they manage to escape and get to Whole Cake Island. At the end, they see Sanji waiting for them on the cape, which is interesting, which would lead me to believe that Pudding told him to meet there, or sent him some kind of message at least for him to meet there. Oh goodness, my neck is a little achy. um, why though? I know she's trying to help, but that seems way too easy, especially because I know this arc is pretty long. I don't know. Something about it worries me. I think that Sanji's probably gonna deny it for one reason or another. I don't know. I'm just not sure where that's going. It just seems like it's, again, just it would be way too easy. But more importantly, we did have the parts with Jinbei, which were, while more of a secondary part to this story, I feel were more interesting in terms of this current episode. So Jinbei follows Big Mom back to her castle. While there, he basically tells her, yeah, I want to leave. I want to go off on my own, do my own thing. Now, she doesn't like that idea. She mentions that she would be losing a powerful asset, and that since they had a deal, the news that someone reneged on that deal would paint a bad picture for her. So she told him, basically what she said is, you can go, but you have to pay a price. You can't just go for free. If I'm going to lose something, a powerful asset and possibly some pull, then you're going to lose something too. And so she has her minions bring out this roulette wheel. And it's like, on it, there's like things like, oh, head, hand, or arm, leg. And it's like, spin, and we'll see what you lose. I'm wondering how that's going to go. Will Jinbei cooperate with this, and will he lose something to that? Or will he instead try to fight back? Or maybe there will even be a distraction that will get Big Mom's attention away from it altogether. I don't know. I'm not sure how that's going to go. Because it kind of cut off with that. But we also saw a little flashback to where he's basically telling his crew, the Sun Pirates, that he plans to go off and be a nakama to Luffy. And they're all super supportive, especially his first mate, Aladdin. And we find out that Aladdin is also married to one of Big Mom's daughters. However, she seems okay with it too. She basically acknowledges that she's much more loyal to her husband, to Aladdin, than she'll ever be to Big Mom. And that if she had to choose between them, she would choose Aladdin. Which is interesting. I like to see, we've gotten Pudding and now we've gotten her. I like to see members of Big Mom's family, her children, having their own minds, their own desires, their own will, and not necessarily serving under her. Now, I fully expect there to be plenty of her children who do rightfully serve her. But I'm glad we're getting at least a couple who don't. And her daughter there, Aladdin's wife, I cannot remember her name right now, but she even tells Jinbei, like, no, everyone who's tried to leave has died. That no one has successfully left her service. And so, of course, you see that Jinbei is nervous. He's concerned about this, but he's doing what he feels he needs to do nonetheless. he wishes to serve under Luffy's flag. And that's pretty damn awesome. And we've known about that for a long time now. We've known that he wanted to serve Luffy, that he wanted to be on the Straw Hat crew. But he told Luffy he had some things to finish first, some things to do. And so he told Luffy to ask him in the future, ask me again, and I'll join at that point, basically. So yeah, they're definitely building up to that. So now that Luffy and the crew have arrived at Whole Cake Island, though, we know, like, the big meat of this, at least the early stuff, is going to really kick into overdrive here. We're gonna start, like, everything up to this point in this arc has been set up. But now we're gonna start finally getting into things. We're going to get into more of Big Mom's children, I'm sure. We're going to get into the main plot of it all. Now, again, I know this arc is very long, just like Dressrosa was very long. And Dressrosa technically had a couple main things going on during the entirety of its run. It had the entire tournament arc thing. It had the battle against Doflamingo. It had Doflamingo's past. And it even had the forming of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, in which all of these different pirates who had been on Dressrosa came together and started forming this massive alliance. There was a lot that happened in that arc, which is why it was so freaking long. And also, we had the entire stuff with Law. We had Admiral Fujitora being introduced. There was a lot going on. And so I think that this arc could be the same. Yeah, we have the main goal of rescuing Sanji and stealing the road poneglyph now. But we're going to have, I think, a couple little mini things going on as well. Jinbei's story is going to be important. That's definitely going to be a given. We're probably going to have a couple different battles and little, you could say, mini arcs to this main arc. So I'm very interested to see exactly how this is handled. I know that one of the mini arcs is going to definitely focus on Germa 66, Sanji's family, the Vinsmoke family. I know that one of the arcs is definitely going to focus on them. They're probably going to be sprinkled throughout, just like Big Mom's family will be. I just don't know exactly how it's going to be scattered, like exactly where each part's going to lay. But I am excited to find out. But unfortunately, like I said in my pre-thoughts, we are going to be taking a break from One Piece. We've watched quite a few weeks of it now. We're going to take a little break, and we'll do She-Ra starting next Thursday. We'll start getting to She-Ra and the Princesses of Power Season 2, and then, after that's finished, we will come back and do more One Piece. And then we'll probably do, like, so forth and so long again, and then come back and go to something else. I kind of want that to be how Thursdays run. We do One Piece for the long run, but we'll take breaks every now and again for some other show that's not too long, like a shorter show, but still. And we'll kind of go from there. So yeah, we're going to hopefully enjoy what we got for the future. And thank you so much for tuning in. Tell me in the comments below, by the way, what you thought of this episode. What did you think of Jinbei's pledge to join the Straw Hats and his discussions and all with the rest of his crew? What do you think of his discussion with Big Mom? And of course, where do you think this is going with Sanji arriving on the Cape at Whole Cake Island to greet the retrieval team? If you know any spoilers, please, no spoilers in the comments. But yeah, I'm still willing to hear your thoughts on this as it is. Thank you so much. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles,